friends, welcome back to Brick by Brick. I'm your host, Adam Ward, and today is Puzzle Box Day. So get excited because Puzzle Box 3.0 is in the house. Now, Puzzle Box 3.0 has a lot going on because we're not gonna just do another Puzzle Box episode to do another Puzzle Box. We're going to push ourselves to the limit. We've got gears and gear racks and axles and all sorts of pieces to make the most complex puzzle box we have ever designed. Puzzle Box 3.0 works like this. In the top, there is this gear. You spin it, and my friends, the key shoots out. Then this key goes inside of the keyhole to open our sweet sliding doors and reveal our checkered race car floor. Because this puzzle box is perfect for housing your precious, awesome Lego speeders. Now, I'm not gonna waste any more of your time with the intro. We got a ton of building to do. It is Puzzle Box 3.0 time. Are you ready? Let's go, baby. You can make your puzzle box garage edition any size you want, but this one is 18 by 14. So we're gonna start with the base, and the base looks like this. Gonna grab 6 by 6s. That's a whole lot of 6s. So now I have 18 across, we've got 12 deep. And then in the middle, we're gonna put a couple 2 by 8s and a 2 by 2. And we can see that our awesome prototype speeder will fit right in there. Now the mechanism takes up a lot of the sides, a little bit of the back, and our cool barn doors are gonna come in like this. So really, the speeder will be nestled up like that. That way, when we open it, we get that awesome launching action. We're gonna start by locking the front together with a couple 4 by 6s and some 2 by 4s. 2 by 4s go in the corner, followed by 4 by 6, and then another 2 by 4 and a 4 by 6. And right in the center, friends, we put our third 2 by 4. Now we're gonna grab some 4 by 4s and some 4 by 6s. Back corner gets a 4 by 4, and right in front of it, a 4 by 6. Other back corner, 4 by 4 again, and another 4 by 6. On the inside of that, we're gonna put a couple 1 by 10s, boop. Lock that all the way down, and then a couple 2 by 8s in the back. One right there, one right there. Now we've got the middle, we've got 2 4 by 6s. That one down and put that one down. You can always give your base a little shake. It shouldn't make any noise. If it's making noise, that means that pieces aren't totally connected. A next great step is to put down the tiles for the floor. Now, we wanna make sure that we're not putting down tiles where our mechanism or our wall are gonna go. So we're gonna count 4 studs from the back and 4 studs from each side. I think a racing checkerboard design is really, really cool. So we're gonna do white and red tiles. And we can see we're saving 4 studs on the back and 4 studs on either side. I'm gonna keep this pattern going for one more whole row. There. Pattern's looking pretty sweet to me. I'm feeling ready for race day. All right, that does it for tiles on the floor. Wherever else you see an exposed stud, we are going to put bricks. In fact, we are going to put 3 bricks because we're gonna start building the bottom of the walls to support our mechanism and lock our door into place. So right off the bat, we've got 2 stacks of 3 1 by 2 bricks. And we're gonna put these right in front. Now for the inner wall. This is also gonna be 3 bricks tall. And it basically looks like a big C. We're gonna put this right up against the back of our tile floor. Now we're gonna start on the outer wall. What we're gonna do is take 1 row of bricks and go all the way around. So we start at this red tile, drop in a 2 by 4, another 2 by 4, and a 2 by 3. Do the same thing to the other side, and then on the back side, a 2 by 4 on each side, and a 2 by 6 in the middle. The next step is to add 2 bricks of height to the outer wall. Now, I've already gone ahead and built what that looks like. As I put it into place, you'll notice that it overhangs 1 stud on the right and 1 stud on the left. That is to leave an opening for the sliding door. Now we're gonna add some bricks to help support the mechanism. Right off the bat, we're gonna add a 1 by 2 to each side. Very, very front. Then right behind that 1 by 2, we're gonna add 2 2 by 4s on each side. These are gonna give our gears and our axles a little bit of height to support our overall mechanism. Now it's time to put in some technic bricks where the axle is actually gonna go through. So each side is gonna get 3. We're gonna put 1 in the front, then we're gonna skip 1 set of studs, and then we're gonna put 1 all the way right there in the back. what goes on the left side also goes on the right side. So one in the front, skip a stud, and then skip 4 studs. Now we're gonna add our first axles and gears. So we start with a 1x10 Technic axle, and this is gonna thread through all of these Technic pieces. But we can't just put it in like that because we need to put some gears on it. So we've got 2 8-tooth gears and 2 Technic washers. So first we're gonna put on an 8-tooth gear. We're just gonna slide it on a little bit. Then we're gonna put our Technic washer into place. Now if it's hard to put that on, you can always pop it off and just slide it in like that. Put that in. I'm gonna slide it a little bit further. Now we're gonna add another Technic washer. I'm gonna thread it all the way through, and on the back side, our final 8-tooth gear. We're now gonna do that exact same thing to our right side. One thing you wanna do is you wanna make sure your washers are right up against your Technic bricks. That'll keep your gears in place. Now we're gonna add a couple more bricks to the back. These are gonna keep our gears in place. 2x6 on one side, 2x6 on the other side, and a 2x4 on top. Next up, we're gonna add some more bricks to our inner wall. So we're gonna first put down a 2x4 plate on either side. On top of those plates goes a 2x4 brick. And on top of that 2x4 brick, we're going to put a Technic 1x2 brick with hole, just like that. Those Technic bricks are gonna hold our next axle. So we've got this really sweet gear. This is a 24-tooth gear, but it's not a regular 24-tooth gear because the teeth are angled. Now the angled teeth means that this gear can hook up with gears that are right next to it or with gears that are facing another direction. So we need to use a gear just like this to get this job done. Our super cool 24-tooth gear is gonna go on a Technic axle that is 5 studs long. But first, we're gonna put on a 1x2 Technic brick and 2 small Technic washers. We can take off our other Technic 1x2 brick if we need to. And we wanna make sure that the big flat side of the gear is facing the back wall. If it's done correctly, it'll look just like that. We can even give it a little spin to make sure it's working. Now, since this gear needs to stay exactly where we put it, we're gonna put one more Technic washer on the end. Where you going, gear? Nowhere. Now we're gonna do that whole number again on this side. Now we're gonna add a couple 2x8 plates. These are gonna go from one of our Technic 1x2s all the way to the other one. We put them on both sides. These also do a great job at leveling out the height, so we can lock these pieces together with some 1x4s. Now I'm using these 1x4 bridge pieces just so you can see a little bit more of the mechanism. Now we're gonna work on the keyhole. First, we're gonna put down a 1x4 plate, and we're gonna put it right on the left side of this gray 2x2. That goes right there, and on top of it, we're gonna put a 1x4 tile. Then we're gonna fill in this open area. A 2x4 on the left side, and 2 2x3s on the right. Great start to our keyhole. Before we can add our final axle, we need a few more bricks and plates in here to make sure it fits just right. So first, we're gonna put a 1x2 on each side of our keyhole. And then on either side of the keyhole, we're gonna put in 2 plates. On the right side, a 2x4 plate, and on the left side, a 2x3 plate. And now on the inside wall, we're gonna put up a 1x4 and a 1x3. All right, friends, I know we've put a lot of Technic pieces on this build. We've got one more axle, so we're gonna put down some 1x2s so the axle fits perfectly. We've got 6 of these 1x2 plates, and we're gonna put them right next to our keyhole and stack them up 2 tall, just like that. Then we're gonna skip 1 on the side where we have the 2x4. We're gonna put 2 right down there. Awesome. Now we're ready for the final axle of this build. This uses a 12 long Technic axle. And on this Technic axle, we're going to put a bunch of different pieces. To hold it in place, we're gonna use these 1x1 Technic bricks. Now it's important we use 1x1s and not 1x2s because 1x1 Technic bricks hold the axle right over the stud, whereas 1x2s put the axle in between two studs. And for gears to line up perfectly, you gotta have the axle in just the right place. So we're gonna put one on the end, then we're gonna thread a 12-tooth gear all the way down. We're gonna hold that gear into place with a small Technic washer, just sliding on down. Then we're gonna put on another one of our 1x1s. After that 1x1, we are going to put a larger gear. This is a 16-tooth gear. And this is the gear that's gonna transfer the motion from our key to our awesome sliding doors. After the big gear, we are going to put on another 1x1. Then we're gonna use a large Technic washer. After that, we've got another 1x1, a small Technic washer, our second 12-tooth gear, and finally, our last 1x1 brick. Now we're gonna bring it on. Our gear is gonna go right over our keyhole, so we can start there. We know that'll lock down just right. Then we're gonna slide our 1x1s out to here. Give those a click down. All right, so now our 1x1 bricks are in the right place, but our gears, they're not hitting these gears yet. So we want to position these gears in a way so their motion is transferred to these curved gears. So you want to slide them down almost so they're touching the 1x1 Technic bricks, but not quite. You want a little bit of space. So slide this one down. All right. Ooh, that feels good. Once you have your gears where you want them, then you can slide the Technic washer right up next to them to hold them in place. My friends, everything is connected. Now, these pieces, it's very important that they stay absolutely still. So we're gonna lock them in with some 1x2 corners, just like that, and just like that. Now it's time to reinforce the mechanism. We're gonna add some bricks and plates to hold the pieces that we don't want moving in place. So we'll flip it around so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Now on this side, we're gonna put down a 1x4. And on this side, if you got a 1x3, go for it, but I'm gonna put down a 1x1 and a 1x2. So on top of these bricks, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a rounded 1x1 tile on the side closest to our gears. Now this is to remind us not to build there, because if we start building there, we might start bumping into our gears and interrupting the motion. Now, behind these pieces, we're just gonna add some more of our bricks. 1x2 on one side, and a 1x2, and a 1x1 on the other. So I have these little openings in between the 1x2 plates that I brought in to hold our Technic bricks in place. So I'm gonna fill in those openings. So I'm gonna grab some 1x1 black plates. These ones are rounded, but square will do just fine too. And a stack of two 1x2 regular plates. And these are going to squeeze in right there and right there. This will help give us a nice flat surface to add bricks to really lock this all down. Now we're gonna grab two 2x2 bricks and put them right up next to our keyhole. We're gonna continue to fill in the gaps. So we're gonna use 2 stacks of 1x1 bricks. 2 tall each. We'll slide one right there and slide one in right here. Now, sometimes it can be hard to get 1x1 bricks into place, so another method, if you have a hard time with it, is you can grab a big tall stack of them, put them in place, and then break it off. It's a really nice way of getting them in some difficult to reach places. Now we're gonna add 4 1x2s to connect it all. Put one in like that, and drop that one in like there, and this one is just there. Oh, looks like we just needed 3. So now we're gonna super duper lock down this mechanism. And we're gonna create the floor where the key is going to hide. So flip it around and we're gonna add a bunch of bricks and plates to the back. First off, a couple 2x2s, one on each side. What we're gonna do next is connect this all the way over to here. And a great way to do that is with a 1x10 plate. Really helps tie the build together. And we're gonna put a 2x3 over these pieces, and a 2x3 here, and a 1x3 here. We're gonna add a 2x4 plate to each side, just like that. Now, if you get down to your build's level and look right across, you can see that almost every single gear is now totally covered, except for this one in the center. So that means we can start joining these pieces with these pieces back here without fear of getting in the way of the gears. My friends, don't fear the gears. So we're gonna add some plates to the back. I'm gonna start off with some 4x6s, some big boys. Snap that one into place. Snap that one into place. And now we'll put a 1x4 white piece there. Now we're gonna add some big plates to the side, but before we do, we're gonna put in some bricks to make our surface nice and secure. Flip it back around. In front of these pieces, we're gonna put in a couple 2x4s, and then in between our 1x4 arcs, put in a 1x2, and then we've got some nice big 2x8 plates. We'll slide in and connect it all together. Now it's hard to give it a test, so I'll give you a preview of the key. Awesome. Now we're gonna put down the tiles that are gonna allow our hidden key to slide out. We have a 1x8 and a 1x4. We're gonna skip 2 studs from the back and lay these down right across our puzzle box. This is the track for our key to go in and out. The key to this puzzle box is built on a 1x10 plate. On the back of the 1x10, we're going to put a 1x6 tile. And we're gonna add a 1x4 plate and a 1x4 gear rack. These pieces are awesome and they allow flat surfaces to interact wonderfully with the gears. Goes right on like that. And to see how it looks on here, put it just in like so. At the end of our key track, we're gonna put a 1x2 to make sure our key doesn't go any farther than we want it to go. Now we're gonna surround the track for our key with some bricks. So on the inside, on one side, we're gonna put a 1x6, and on the other side, a 1x4. And then on the back side, we're going to put in a 2x6 and a 2x4. And then in front of where the key is, we're gonna put down a 2x4 plate. Now we're gonna add the element that lock and release the key from inside the puzzle box. All the puzzle boxes we've made so far on the show have the key built right in, but this one has a special technic twist. Here we go. I'm gonna start with some 1x2 plates. And these are gonna go right at the bottom of our gear rack. One on the front and one behind. And then we go right on top of those again. One on the front and one behind. Then we're gonna grab a 16-tooth gear, a 1x3 Technic axle, and some Technic bricks. I'm gonna put the gear in the middle of our 3-long axle and add our 1x2 Technic bricks to each side. Take this whole apparatus, snap it onto our 1x2s. Now if we give the gear a spin, our key should shoot out. Let's see. It went all the way to Cincinnati. And when we feed the key back into the gear, we only need to go so far. And after that, we can use the gear to lock the key in place. Now we're gonna add some more pieces to the wall that'll obscure our key even more. On the right side, we're gonna add a couple 2x4s. And on the left side, we're gonna add a 1x4 and a 2x4. Now we're gonna add a couple more bricks. So right in front of these pieces, we're gonna add a 2x2 to each side. Then we're gonna come back one step and add 2 more 2x2s. Just like that. Then on the right side, we're gonna add a 2x2 and a 1x2. And on the left side, we're gonna keep the space open where the key goes and add a 2x2. So it looks like that. Now we're gonna add some more bricks and plates to the back to build it up, and then we'll move on to the doors. We've got our white strip right here. We're gonna match that on the right side, but we can't do a 2x4 because it would get in the way of the key. So we're gonna do a 2x2, and then on the inside, a 1x2. On top of these, we're gonna put some black plates. So a 2x4 there, and on this side, a 2x2 and a 1x2. And on top, another layer of white. It's like a reverse Oreo effect. And then a 2x2 over here and a 1x2 here. Now inside, we're gonna add some 1x2 bricks, like that. And on this side, we're gonna do the same. across here, we're gonna add a nice big 1x6. And on the left side, we're gonna put in a 2x4, just like that. And on the right side, we're gonna match that red, but once again, we have to leave an avenue open for our key. So a 1x2 right there, and 2 1x2s or a 2x2 there. Now our back is all nice and even. Now it's time for the doors. So the doors have a footprint of 2 bricks wide by 9 bricks long. So we're gonna start with a 1x2 and a 2x8. On top of this, we're going to put a 1x8 tile, and then on the end, a little 1x1 wedge. Then in front of these pieces, we're gonna add a 1x1 brick, a 1x2 brick, and in between, a 1x6 brick. On top of those bricks, we're gonna add some plates. We've got a 1x4 and another 1x4, and in the middle, we're gonna use a 1x1 plate. I'm going rounded just to mix it up a little bit, have a cool design on the doors, but you can do whatever you want. And on top of these, we're gonna continue that same brick design from before. A 1x1, a 1x6, and a 1x2. And on top of this, I'm gonna put some more plates. A couple of 1x4s and a 1x1 gray. Now I don't have a 1x1 gray plate, so I'm gonna use a tile, but there's enough studs that it's okay. Now we're gonna go back out with some 2x plates, a 2x6 and a 2x3. And on the back side of these plates, we're gonna add another one of our 1x1 wedges. Next up, some of our awesome 1x4 gear racks. And these are gonna connect with some of the gears we've already built. I'm gonna snap them on right behind our wedge. And in front of these pieces, we're gonna add some more bricks. A couple 1x2s, you can use 1x4 if you got them. And then in the center, a 1x1. And from the back, it looks like that. I'm gonna put on some plates, a 1x6, a 1x2, and a little 1x1 rounded guy. And then on top of these, another row of bricks. You can see I keep on repeating the same pattern. Now we're gonna put some more 2x bricks on, a 1x2, and then of course a 2x8. And then on the inside, we're gonna add a 1x8 tile, lock that all together, and a 1x1 wedge. Now you can see I'm using about 4 different colors: black, white, gray, and red. Now you can try to do this build with all the same color, but you might run out. And that's one of the great things about using multiple colors. You have more access to more of your bricks and more options. In front of these pieces, we're gonna put on some more bricks, a 1x2, a 1x6, and a 1x1, and on top of that, even more bricks. A 1x1, a 1x2, and a 1x6. Now, near the top, my friends, we're gonna add some 2x plates, a 2x3, and a 2x6, and finally, some tiles. Put a 1x2 tile on, and then a pair of 1x8 tiles. Friends, our door is finished. We've got tiles for smooth motion, and we've got our gear racks to connect with our gear. Once you've got one door, it's time to make a second door. And the second door is just a mirror image of the first. Now that your doors are done, we're gonna add some more pieces to the walls to accommodate our awesome new doors. So we're gonna start with a 2x2. And on the 2x2, we're gonna put a 1x2 tile, and then a pair of 1x2 plates right on top of each other. Now on top of this, we're gonna put a 2x3 plate, and then we're gonna grab a 2x6 brick. Now this 2x6 brick is gonna go on top of our plate like that. So it hangs over and creates a little avenue right in between our tile and our brick. On the front of this 2x6 brick, we are going to add a 1x2 plate and a 1x2 tile. And on top of this, we're gonna put a 2x6 brick, just like that. Now I had so much fun building that, I'm going to make a second one. In fact, I already made a second one. Here we go. These two pieces are identical. We've got one for the right side and one for the left side. So these are going to go right here. Nice push in, flip it around. Nice push in. So now our walls are ready to meet our doors. To meet our doors, we're gonna take these pieces off. Put them aside for now. We can take our doors, slide them in just like this. Excellent fit. The doors are just right. Now, when you're attaching your doors, you wanna make sure that the wedges we added are on the inside. We don't want them out near the edge or else our doors won't fit on right. But if our wedges are on the inside, our doors fit just right. Now that our doors are in place, we're gonna pop back on our little 1x2 towers and we're gonna add to them even more. So we'll start with a red 1x2 and then a gray 1x2 Technic piece. We'll just throw a little 1x1 rounded plate in the middle. Fun design. Another red on top. And then just like the bottom, we'll go black, gray, black. And this whole stack will go right on top. I like that design so much, I made another one. Put this one on the other side. Now we're gonna add some plates here so we can connect these front elements with the rest of our housing and really secure those doors. So first up, we're gonna put on a couple 2x3 plates. Behind those, some 2x4 plates. And now we're gonna attach a 1x4 on each side, and inside of the 1x4s, some big boys, some 4x4 plates. Now we have a nice even surface to connect the front to the sides. And to bridge that gap, we are gonna use these bridge pieces. So we're gonna put 2 on the right side, right next to each other, and then 2 on the left side. Now our doors are in place, the gap has been bridged, we can finally test out our key. Here we go. Wait a second. This isn't the key to this puzzle box. Who made this key? Oh, I did. Yeah, it was 100% me. This key is to a different puzzle box. For this puzzle box, we actually need not just 1, but 2 rows of gear racks with an itty bitty handle. Let's give it a go. 3, 2, fun. We did it, friends. And now, as we pull the key out, the doors should shut. Oh, it's so satisfying. Now it's time for the roof. It's great if you can use a really big plate for the roof because it just means you don't have to add so many layers to lock them all together. So right here, I've got a 6x16, and I'm gonna flip this piece over. On the front, I'm gonna put a 2x8 and a 2x6. And then on the back, I'm gonna grab 2 2x6s, and I'm gonna skip 1, 2, 3, 4 studs on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm gonna attach it so there are 4 studs connected. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna flip it over. I'm gonna cover this level with plates. So I got a 1x10 in the center, a 1x2, and another 1x2. Then on top of this, I'm gonna put another row of 2x plates. So I've got a 2x8 right down the middle, a couple 2x2s, and a 1x2. Now we can bring back our puzzle box and line up the roof with the rest. Now, you might notice that the roof doesn't go over our doors. If we build a roof that goes over the doors and lock it down with a bunch of different plates and tiles, what'll happen is we'll create too much friction and the doors won't be able to easily slide in and out. So our roof is gonna stop right here. So now we're gonna add more plates to the roof so we get a nice flat surface, which we can then put some tiles on. The one thing we wanna remember is we wanna leave these areas open, because if we put stuff there, it gets in the way of our gears movement. So let's grab that same 1x4, put that there. Got some 1x8s for the side. And we've got some 4x4s locked down like that. Now on the sides, we've got some 2x3s and some 2x2s. Now we're gonna do one more level of plates all the way around here so we're even with this front. So I'm gonna grab some 4x6s, and then up here, some 4x4s, 1x2 there, and a 1x2 there. Got a 2x2 to connect those pieces right there. Now we just gotta fill that in. Now, if you push too hard on this, you're probably gonna break it. So this is a great time to open your puzzle box and use your hand to support the roof. And right here, drop in some 2x4s. Now just a few more areas that need some plates. So let's do some 1x6s on the back, and a 1x4 right down in there. And now this area is getting a little bit deep. So what we can do with that is we can plug in some of our 1x1 bricks. And that will even out the area. Where's the last one? There it is. Now across the back, I'm gonna do a 1x6. And then just some 1x2s. These openings right here can get a 1x1 rounded brick. I have more rounded than square. And now what we'll do is we'll add some tiles to there and all the way around. Really give this puzzle box a cool finish. We've got a few different types of tiles we're gonna use. We've got 2x2s, we've got 1x8s, and we've also got some cool curved pieces that we're gonna use in the front. Let's do those first. So we're gonna attach two of them together with a 1x2, then we'll put them up just like that. So also just put our 1x2 on first, attach and attach. Now this box is super duper colorful. So on the top, we're gonna chill with the color just a little bit. That way when you open it, boom, it's like a punch of color. Maybe you weren't even expecting it. Take some black 1x8s, come down the sides, and on the back, a 1x8 and a 1x6. And then for this little area, we're gonna use a 1x2 wedge with the short side near the gear so we can still spin it. Fill in the surrounding areas with these cool 2x2s. Just a few more tiles to finish this off. Right there, there. Then we'll do a black strip across the front. With the final tiles in place, the roof is finished. And that means Puzzle Box 3.0 is complete. Congratulations, we did it. I know this was a super complex build. Technic pieces, washers, gears, gear racks, but we've built a lot of puzzle boxes. And we've built a lot of other stuff too. And it's important if we want to grow as artists or builders, creators, whatever we're doing, it's important that we push ourselves. And sometimes the finished product is amazing. Other times, well, maybe not so much. But it's the process that can teach us so much along the way. If you built this thing, I really want to see it. Or if you've done any of our builds, please share it online and use the hashtag #MyBrickByBrick. To check out even more Brick by Brick, click on the link right here. And to subscribe to SoulPancake, hit that button. We'll see you next time. I've got a speeder in here, and I am gonna try to launch it. Woo! Love it when it works.